Life often feels like a race between talent and persistence. Many admire the person who shines brightly at first glance, yet overlook the quiet strength of steady practice. The wisdom of the ancients reminds us that true growth is not about bursts of brilliance, but about the patience to continue when excitement fades. The teachings of mindfulness and self-discipline guide us to look deeper, beyond the surface of ability, into the power of consistency. This journey shows us why steady effort is harder, yet far more rewarding, than natural gifts. There is a beauty in the gifts that people are born with. Some sing with voices that move hearts. Others draw or calculate with ease. Natural ability is like a seed that holds promise. But a seed alone cannot feed anyone. It must be cared for daily. The gentle rains of effort, the sunlight of patience, and the soil of discipline allow it to grow. The real test of strength lies not in having the seed, but in caring for it day after day. This is where true growth takes root. Discipline is not always exciting. It often feels plain, repetitive, and even heavy. Yet this discipline is the bridge between having potential and turning potential into a harvest. Ancient wisdom teaches that desire without discipline fades like smoke. Talent shines, but without the steady hand of effort, it can easily be wasted. Discipline shapes the mind, making it sharper and calmer. It trains the body to follow through even when the heart resists. The one who chooses discipline over comfort builds a power that no sudden burst of talent can match. Life will not reward us for what we could do. It rewards us for what we actually do, and for what we continue to do when no one is watching. The discipline of consistency allows us to stand tall in times of challenge. It helps us stay grounded when distractions call our name. It brings out the true beauty of talent, not just in a single moment, but across an entire life. To live with discipline is to choose steady steps over quick leaps. It is to understand that greatness is not a gift given once, but a choice renewed each day. Natural gifts often capture attention quickly. A child who runs faster than others or learns quicker in school becomes the star of the moment. Their ability shines brightly like fire in the night, but fire, if not fed, slowly dies. The flame that impresses at first glance may not last when the winds of life grow strong. On the other hand, steady effort may not draw claps at the beginning. It often looks slow and unremarkable. Yet, just like the sun that rises slowly but never fails, consistency proves its strength over time. Ancient teachings remind us that all things that shine fast also fade fast if there is no depth beneath them. Quick victories may fill the heart with pride, but they do not promise long journeys. True strength comes from actions that can be repeated again and again without losing energy. To walk steadily is harder than to run once. The value of consistency is seen not in the moment, but in the years. Talent may bring an opportunity, but only persistence allows us to keep it. Many rise early in life but struggle to sustain their place because they rely only on gifts. The one who embraces small steps each day continues to move, even when talent alone would have stopped. The lesson is clear. We should not be fooled by the brightness of quick success. What matters is the quiet strength that endures storms, boredom, and doubt. When we keep going, we carve paths where talent alone cannot lead. We build bridges that last not for days, but for lifetimes. It is not how fast we begin that defines us, but how far we continue to walk with steady faith and effort. Effort is the heartbeat of growth. Talent does not demand daily labor to exist. It sits within us, ready to shine when called. But the one who wishes to go beyond the limits of natural gifts must give something each day. Every sunrise asks us whether we are willing to take one more step. Consistency requires a decision each morning to continue, even when the path feels endless. It does not depend on how gifted we are. It depends on how committed we are. This daily effort polishes the rough edges of character. It makes us resilient in the face of delay. When we practice even a little each day, we strengthen the mind's resolve. Ancient wisdom says that drops of water falling steadily will fill a jar. It is not the size of each drop that matters, but the fact that it never stops falling. In the same way, our steady actions, however small, build something far greater than what talent can offer alone. Talent gives us a starting point, but it is daily practice that moves us forward. Each repetition may seem ordinary, but together they shape something extraordinary. Those who rely only on gifts often pause when effort becomes heavy. Those who embrace effort become unshakable. Daily action is not glamorous. It may feel dull, and it may not draw applause. Yet it is the secret force behind all lasting success. Each day we return to the same practice. We plant deeper roots. We build a strength that no storm can uproot. The one who chooses effort daily may move slower, but they are unstoppable because each sunrise brings another chance to grow. And when effort becomes natural, consistency turns into a way of living, not just a task to be done. To live for applause is to tie happiness to the hands of others. Many who have natural gifts find themselves hungry for recognition. Their talent becomes a stage that feels empty without clapping. But applause fades quickly. No one claps forever. If the heart is tied only to recognition, disappointment will always arrive. True strength grows in silence. The one who practices daily without needing approval finds a deeper joy. This quiet perseverance builds an inner foundation that does not shake when praise is absent. The old teachings tell us that craving is a source of suffering. To crave applause is to place power outside of ourselves. But to find peace in consistent effort is to own our happiness. The one who continues without applause learns to enjoy the process itself. The seed does not grow because others watch it. It grows because it receives water, light, and time. In the same way, our steady practice grows not because someone claps, but because we keep returning to it with patience. Natural gifts can trap us in the desire to be admired. Consistency frees us from that trap. It teaches us to value the journey over the show. When we practice quietly, we become stronger than the need for attention. Life's greatest rewards often come unseen. Peace of mind, self-control, and steady growth are treasures no one else may notice, yet they are worth more than applause. The one who learns to keep walking without recognition finds a strength beyond comparison. True power lies in being faithful to the path even when no one is looking. When the heart no longer craves applause, the spirit finds freedom. Then every act, however small, becomes complete in itself, carrying joy that no praise can give and no silence can take away. Natural gifts often reach their peak quickly. A musician may shine in youth, a runner may impress in early years, but talent alone does not grow endlessly. It reaches a point where the curve bends downward. On the other hand, steady effort builds slowly, but continues to rise. Like drops of water creating a river, each act of consistency adds to the next. Compounding is the secret. Small actions done daily grow into mountains over time. This is why steady practice surpasses natural peaks. Wisdom teaches us that nothing in life is fixed. Everything changes. Talent, if not nurtured, weakens. But effort compounds because it does not rely on what is already there. It adds something new each day. A person who gives consistent effort grows wiser, stronger, and more capable with time. While talent may shine brightly once, steady effort ensures growth even in later years. The tree that grows slowly develops deep roots and strong branches. The tree that grows too quickly may break in storms. This truth reminds us not to depend only on natural gifts, but to embrace the power of consistent growth. Every small action we take today compounds tomorrow. Each repeated effort is like a brick laid in building a temple. Over time, the structure stands tall, unshaken by storms. To live with steady practice is to invest in the future. It may not bring quick attention, but it builds a foundation that grows stronger with age. Talent has a limit. Steady effort does not. The one who trusts this process finds themselves standing strong long after others have faded. Life rewards those who add to themselves daily, not those who rely only on what they already have. True greatness is not about reaching a peak once, but about rising steadily for a lifetime. One of the hardest challenges of steady practice is facing boredom. Excitement fades when we do the same thing again and again. Natural gifts resist boredom because they thrive on novelty. They seek new moments to shine, quick attention, and sudden praise. But true strength lies in staying with the ordinary. To repeat an action even when it feels dull is a sign of deep discipline. Boredom is the mind's way of testing our patience. The teachings remind us that craving variety can lead to endless dissatisfaction. To overcome boredom is to free ourselves from its control. The one who practices through boredom discovers the hidden power of patience. Each repeated step builds an invisible foundation that talent alone cannot offer. The path of growth is not always colorful. It often feels plain and simple, like walking through fields without flowers. Yet it is in these fields that endurance is born. The one who can remain steady during dull days will be unshaken in storms. Consistency teaches us to see beauty even in repetition, to breathe, to walk, to sit in silence, to repeat a skill. These simple acts become powerful when done with awareness. Talent often avoids boredom, but avoidance leads to weakness. Facing boredom and continuing forward leads to strength. We learn that progress is not always about excitement, it is about depth. The one who embraces stillness within boredom finds joy in small details. They see meaning in the ordinary. In time, what once felt dull becomes a source of peace. To keep going through boredom is to discover that discipline has no limits. True greatness does not demand constant excitement. It grows from patience, from steady effort in silence, and from the courage to keep walking even when the path seems unremarkable. Natural gifts often depend on moods. A painter may create when inspired. A singer may shine when the spirit feels high. Talent is tied to feelings, and feelings rise and fall like the waves of the sea. But steady practice is not bound by mood. It is a habit that does not ask whether we feel like it. It simply continues. This difference is powerful. To rely on moods is to be controlled by them. To rely on habits is to master them. Wisdom teaches that freedom comes not from chasing moods, but from building discipline. A habit is a path that guides us even when motivation disappears. When we build habits, we no longer need to ask ourselves if we feel ready. We simply act. This steadiness protects us from the ups and downs of emotion. Each day becomes a step forward, regardless of how bright or heavy the heart feels. To create habits is to free the mind from struggle. It is like training the body to walk a familiar road. The road may be long, but it no longer feels strange or difficult. Habits are a quiet gift of consistency. They carry us when feelings weaken. They remind us that growth is not about sudden sparks, but about steady flames. Talent tied to moods burns brightly when the spirit is high, but fades when the heart is weary. Consistency, tied to habits, never stops. It continues without drama, without noise, but with unshakable strength. Life becomes lighter when habits take the lead. The mind no longer wastes energy in deciding whether to act. It simply follows the path already built. To live in this way is to walk with peace. The true gift of consistency is not in one great act, but in building habits that carry us through all moods, all seasons, and all storms. Natural gifts often inspire those who see them. A singer moves a crowd. A thinker sparks ideas. These moments of inspiration are precious. But inspiration fades if it is not transformed into something lasting. This is where steady practice changes everything. Consistency does more than inspire. It transforms. Transformation is deeper than a spark. It changes character, shapes destiny, and turns weakness into strength. A gift may light the fire, but steady effort keeps it burning through the night. Teachings remind us that true change comes not from sudden bursts of joy, but from steady steps of practice. Just as a river shapes stone through years of flowing, consistency reshapes the heart and mind. The transformation may be slow, but it is lasting. Talent may inspire us to dream, but steady effort makes those dreams real. When we return daily to our path, we find ourselves becoming different people. We gain patience where there was once impatience. We gain calm where there was once anger. We gain faith where there was once doubt. This is the power of transformation. It is not about what we show others, but about who we become in silence. Inspiration moves people for a moment. Transformation moves people for a lifetime. The world needs both, but the deeper gift is transformation. When we keep walking, we not only grow ourselves, but also show others what lasting change looks like. Our steady steps become a living example that inspires not just for a day, but for generations. To live in this way is to offer more than a spark. It is to offer a fire that warms, protects, and lights the path for others long after the moment of inspiration has passed. Quiet effort has a special strength. Many with natural gifts desire recognition. They shine brighter when others are watching, but when the lights are off, their effort may fade. True consistency does not depend on being seen. It thrives in silence. When no one notices, it continues. When no applause is given, it persists. This silent strength builds deep confidence. Wisdom teaches us that the purest actions are those done without seeking reward. To work in silence is to let go of pride and to embrace sincerity. The one who keeps walking quietly is free from the need for attention. Their growth becomes natural, steady, and pure. Recognition may come, but it is no longer the goal. Silence becomes the teacher. In silence, we see clearly what truly matters. We find that steady effort is valuable in itself, whether or not anyone praises it. This freedom is powerful. It makes us strong when the world is noisy. It gives us peace when others are restless. It allows us to continue even when no one believes in us. Natural gifts often hunger for recognition, but steady practice does not. It builds a foundation that no praise or criticism can shake. Life becomes lighter when we stop seeking approval. Each act, done sincerely, adds to our strength. The one who works in silence grows roots that go deep. They cannot be moved by the winds of opinion. True growth often happens unseen, just like the roots of a tree grow silently beneath the soil. Without them, the tree would not stand. Without silent effort, no lasting growth can happen. To value silent consistency is to honor the truth that what matters most is not how the world sees us, but how we continue to walk our path with honesty and peace. The beginning of any journey often belongs to talent. It pushes us to the front quickly. It allows us to start strong and capture attention. But life is not a short race. It is a long path filled with challenges, turns, and storms. To finish this path requires more than a bright start. It requires steady steps that never stop. Consistency is the quiet force that carries us when the excitement of beginning has faded. Teachings remind us that endurance is the highest strength. The one who starts quickly but lacks endurance will tire and fall. The one who begins slowly but continues steadily will finish. Life rewards those who finish, not just those who start. Many dreams begin with talent, but only persistence makes them real. Each day we choose to continue. We move closer to completion. Even when the path feels endless, each step adds to the journey. The finish line belongs not to the fastest, but to the most faithful. This truth is seen in every part of life, in work, in relationships, in personal growth. It is not the bright beginning that matters most, but the ability to endure. To endure with steady effort is to honor the path. To walk with patience is to reach the end. Talent may give us a head start, but steady practice gives us the strength to cross the line. When we keep walking, no matter how slow, we eventually arrive. The one who understands this truth no longer rushes. They no longer envy the fast start of others. They trust in their steady pace. They trust in each step. And in the end, they finish, not because they were the most talented, but because they never gave up. That is the real victory, the victory of consistency over talent.